skills as opposed to an LPN. And believe me, we've had that discussion.
Yeah, there are some LPNs that I was trained by some wonderful.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our October 11th Commission on Disabilities meeting. If we could please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. If we could just have a roll call of the members.
Sure. So, Ralph Chico, are you still with us?
I
Okay. I am here as well. Jason Barone.
Here.
Okay. Rick Romanis.
Hello, present.
Ellie Vargas.
Hello.
Present.
All right. Status on Asma Alfuda. She's not with us any longer. She is absent. Okay. Robert Brown.
Present.
Hi, Robert. And our student, Sophia Marmuda.
I haven't heard from her. I sent her an email, so just
All right. Mark is out now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Before the first item is item number 1 is just to take up a motion to approve the minutes from the September 12th meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, thank you. And before we move on to the regular agenda items, I just wanted to take a moment of personal privilege. Over the past few days, a few days ago, City Revere has lost a first responder, Revere firefighter by the name of Stephen M. Ferranti Jr. He was a great person. He joined his mid-30s. He was a great person. I knew Stephen since he was about 7 years old.
Just to warn you, Ralph, your quality is coming through is very poorly. So you are popping in and out, and your sound is cutting in and out, just to give you a heads up.
I found coming in that great.
That's correct. You sound very muffled or almost like it's dying or something is not. Your video's there, but your audio is cutting in and out.
Can you hear me okay?
I
That
can.
sounds a lot better than you were before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as I was stating, the city lost a tremendous first responder. He's going to be deeply missed. Stephen M. Ferranti Jr. So at this time, I would like to ask for a moment of silence. You may hear us. On to the agenda, item number 2. October is the National Disabilities Employment Awareness Month. So the Mass Commission on the Status of Persons with Disabilities will be hosting a series of events this month, which started on October 4th. They will be discussing key topic areas related to employment, benefits, and the workforce shortage impact. You can find out more information by going to their website, which is www.mass.gov/orgs/permanent-the-status-of/persons/with/disabilities. Hopefully, if I don't come in clear, anyone can let me know. I'm actually working from my office in City Hall today for the meeting. So please give me a thumbs up and then I can stop and repeat anything. So if that came in okay.
Good.
Also, October is also the 50th anniversary of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. And also the Massachusetts Commission of the Blind will be celebrating their annual event for the first time in 4 years. This Friday, October 13th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Great Hall at the State House in Boston. For more information, visit www.mass.gov/white-cane. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions or comments on any of those that I just mentioned.
Just as a note of interest, in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Rehab Act of 1970. My daughter, college student, is doing a project that addresses all of that and how it came about and where it's going and where it's been. And I was very pleased when home with a list of topics that she could choose from, and she chose that one. So very proud.
Do you think she'd be willing to come and talk about it next month or in future month?
I think the project's due first week in December, so maybe our December meeting. I will check with her.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Let us know. Item number 3, as you can see on the agenda, was the guest speaker, but because of our meeting time change this month, we've foregone having a guest speaker for this month. So hopefully that was okay with everyone. Okay. Item number 4 was updates, next steps from the September meeting. Just an update on the city promoting the October being National Disabilities Employment Awareness Month. They should have been promoting that, I believe, on their social media. After our last meeting, it was asked, we decided to discuss that with the city to promote it, and I believe they should have been promoting it on their social media sites. So I just wanted to update everyone on that. The next update is updates from Pauline regarding calendar of future monthly guest speakers. If we have any information on any of that, or just still in work in progress.
Work in progress. I have possibility of Dr. Galucci for November and Chief Green from the MBTA Police on December. So I'm waiting to hear back.
Perfect. Thank you for the update.
Yep.
Okay. Item number 5 is Robert's any CPAC October and November events. We didn't get anything because you weren't here for last month, so I don't know if anything happened in September.
As of right now, we don't have anything planned. We are still trying to figure out the best avenue to gain as much exposure as possible for the election, for the vacant positions. We have with the new special attendance director, as well as Dr. Galucci, we're all working together to try and figure out the best date to get this election together, as well as the best way to get it out to all the parents.
Okay. And no events in October.
Correct. As of right now, no. We're hopefully going to be at least just having a presence at the trunk or treat.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Item number 6 is Notice Commission on Disabilities Alliance monthly Zoom meeting, which took place on Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. At the time of the posting, I didn't have the notes ready to be put on here, so I do have everything now that is an addendum that will be in the meeting notes. There were a few announcements that were made regarding a few bills. There is in the legislature the Architectural Access Bill H2291, which is an act expanding the availability of adaptable housing for people with disabilities and seniors. In Senate Bill S1553, an act building a more accessible Massachusetts. Also, there's House Bill 1351 and Senate Bill .888 are an act relative to Massachusetts rental voucher program, and Senate Bill 864, which is an act promoting access to council and housing stability in Massachusetts. And also Senate Bill 881 and House Bill 1307, which are acts creating the Massachusetts Healthy Homes Program. Those were just some bills in the State House that are up for discussions right now. Also, there are a few COD members from various cities and towns opened up a discussion regarding transportation for disabled residents to the polls on election days. It was mentioned that various political organizations and/or candidates centered on voting should organize this, but not cities. Under the ADA, this is not considered a reasonable accommodation for someone with a disability. Also, because of this, there are many other residents that have similar needs. This applies to transportation issues at large in cities and towns, and not just for voting on election days. So there was a big discussion on that. A lot of people think that it is a requirement as an ADA accommodation by cities and towns, but it's not. It's not a reasonable accommodation for a municipal city or town to have driving access to the polls. That should be, as mentioned, by candidates or outside organizations to do that. So we just had some discussions on that. Also, there were discussions regarding language terms, more specifically speaking to folks about the language of persons with disabilities. What is the community most comfortable with? There was a question. An example, use of the term handicap. There will be further discussions on this topic at a future monthly monthly CODA meeting. So I don't know if anybody has any feelings on that or want to, express their ideas or concerns on that. That I could also bring back to CODA because there's a push on language and what terms and words should be used in the disability community. So does anybody have any input on that?
Well, and not that I don't appreciate the attempt, but I think my concern is that now we start getting into political correctness all the time, and people are already afraid of us. Do I want to see this? I'm not saying people shouldn't be thoughtful a little bit, but if all we ever think about is what's said and how it's said, then how can we ever live a life if people are constantly in fear of every word that you say? You know what I mean? And that's why, you have people like Trump's group that, get out there because they're like, well, I don't want to be told what I can say all the time. And I'm not saying that you should be a nasty person by any means, but if all you ever have to be thinking about every word I say, if I were somebody that could see perfectly or somebody that didn't have a disability, I'm thinking of that it's hard enough for us to get recognized, although I'm not saying that they shouldn't use better language. I guess I want to be very careful how we step with that because they already think of us as less than. So I don't know. It's a touchy, we'd have to really see what they're trying to see, what the goal is, and see what the words that are being used.
I know some of the words, and that's been going on for a while. Because there's a stigmatism with such as you noticed, it's been going on for years. You really don't see plates, parking spots that they handicapped anymore. They say disabled,
Right.
which is a better term.
Right.
Use. So it's more along the lines like that, and things of that nature. It's more in general for the person in the shoes of a person with a disability, what they feel is more acceptable as a term. That I believe has started this discussion.
My opinion is handicap should be in golf. It should not be in public. I think my opinion, if someone called me handicapped, I would just be really upset. But that's just me. So
You're correct. Correct.
Yeah. So
you're not handicapped. You just have a disability.
Yeah, exactly. So I do a lot of protesting. I was in DC 2 weeks ago, so I would be really offended if someone said I was handicapped. Just my own opinion. Thank you.
Totally understood and totally
Yeah.
understand.
Right.
Maybe look at the terminology of alternatively abled instead of disabled, because people with a disability aren't necessarily unable.
Able, exactly.
They're altered. So, we can mince words, we can mix them up, we can chop them up, play Scrabble, whatever you want to do. But when you come right down to it, things as they've evolved, and even medical community, you look at people that are not able to carry out specific functions or any, say, let's just take one, an activity of daily living, showering. But you're not disabled. If you're disabled, then you cannot shower at all. If you are alternatively abled, then you need some sort of assistance, whether it's another person, whether it's just a roll-in shower as opposed to stepping over one of those big gigantic tubs. You can chop down the words and language as much as you want. I think that in the end, what's going to end up coming out of all of this is that people will start looking at terminology that does embody alternatively abled as opposed to disabled, handicapped, or unable.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I'd agree with you. I mean, it's all about fear and ignorance. Let's be honest.
True.
That's really, until that changes, no matter what words you put, that's not going to, you know what I'm trying to say. But the medical community can help with that a
Right.
little bit. Yeah,
But-
yeah, because they do it to the mental health community all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if they're gonna think they're gonna fix some people, that's the unfortunate thing. It's
Right.
Right.
unfortunate.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
This is especially valuable in the education world for students. You know, because when words get used, there's a stereotype that goes on with it. And
Agreed. But that
Yeah.
also goes down to educators. And the problem is that if the educators are not held accountable, and it's not just Dr. Vellucci, it's anybody that sits in that level. I had a teacher that did that. You know, unfortunately, there's not enough of a what's the word I want to say? People are afraid to bring anything out and say, you know what, you're being ignorant or you're being an idiot. It's just people are afraid to say it. But it's the same with the doctor. I mean, I've seen doctors say things that are, I'm just like, did I really hear that correctly? I mean, I mean, really, I mean, it's,
common
I
sense.
mean, we saw it with COVID, Ralph. I mean, it was, the disabled community was basically disenfranchised. A lady in New Hampshire proved that with her situation when she needed that to get the shot. I know I was disenfranchised. A smoker got a shot before mine. So that already tells me that people are so messed up. Changing these words, that's great, but take it back to Coda that they really need to wake up the CDC and maybe slap somebody upside the head. And I normally don't say it like that, but just these are supposed to be medical professionals. And we should have been in the same group as those with Down syndrome or any other group, because we're constantly exposed to other people all the time for everything. So if we're going to change the words, we need to start doing all of that. We need to be getting more respect that comes on both ends. Terms aren't going to change that respect. Respect is got to come on both ends, but it's a good start.
Anyone?
Amen.
Okay, item number 7. Item number 7 is, as chair of the Revere Commission on Disabilities and ADA Coordinator, I'm in the beginning stages of applying for a grant in conjunction with the Revere Department of Public Health through the Mass Department of Public Health. This grant is to improve community accessibility for individuals with disabilities. The area that I'm focusing on for this grant would be the pool and amenities associated within it at the community center in the Garfield schools. Right now we have, there's a pool in the Garfield school, and if I was able to get this grant, I'm able to do some evaluations and assessments of that area. It needs not only for the pool, but the surrounding areas for it. And it's something that we're looking into, to take a look at it, to see how accessible it is, the surroundings getting to the pool, what's needed for, especially for seniors and people with disabilities. They do, and I wasn't aware of it, they do have a device there, mobility device, to allow people to get, which I didn't know they had it there, but the reason why I didn't know it was there because it's inoperable. So
That's a problem.
I am looking into getting this grant application done by the end of this month, to see if I can move ahead with it. It's not large. It's fairly small. But you know, you have to just do it in one area. But you know, it's not just a pool because it's swimming. A pool is social and emotional beings for a person with disability. It will help with their health. There's a lot of benefits to a pool. You know, not only for an able-bodied person, with the person with, social, emotional, or physical disabilities. So that was my area that I wanted to try and go for this grant and apply for it. So I didn't know if anybody had any questions or comments on that. There's also going to be, I believe that there will be an email sent. I think I put a few people on an email already because there's going to be some input from different people. I believe Ellie, I sent you the email, an original email,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure else, but I'm going to do for this. So I don't know if there's any questions or comments on it.
I think that's one, we get that, the lift up and running the way that it should be and maintained on a regular basis the way it should be. I think that you'll find more people might be amenable to going there and giving it a try. I mean, I certainly would. I know I couldn't
I
use
have
my,
two.
I
Oh,
can't do,
sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
no, it's okay. If you, someone like me who cannot do a ladder because of, your ankle's not working the right way, a lift would would I like to be in one? No, but if it meant me being able to get into a pool and exercise, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it in a heartbeat. I'll be the trial rat. I don't care.
Actually, funny enough, I was an alumni when I was a kid, so I used to go in that pool with that same lift. So it's a shame that they didn't pay more money to have the janitors or life coach, what is it, lifeguards to maintain that lift. So it's awesome that you put it back in commission. And second of all, the voting, there is no real tables for voting for disabled people. I remember when I used to vote back in the day, they used to have a suitcase that used to you put it on a table, and then it was kind of like a little bit privacy. But now, when I voted recently, they told me just go to a table, and I just did it there without any privacy whatsoever. So yeah, and I work for the poll, so I know by experience because I was working that day.
The only thing is those machines that you can use that technically are for visually impaired folks, but it does help. I mean, that's about the most privacy you're going to get. I mean, the reality is they don't think of us as much as voters anyway. I mean, let's be honest.
No, I'm not talking about the machine. I'm talking about the little stall,
What's
the
that?
private stall, the private
Oh.
stall. I'm talking about that. They used to have
Yeah.
like this suitcase.
Don't have an ADA compliance spell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for making me aware of that, and I will follow up on that.
Mm.
Any other questions on that? Okay. Any commission members have any late items or information that they'd like to talk about?
Only thing I have to say is people in Mass Adapt is looking for more adapters, so we're trying to redo the chapter. There's not a lot of people. When I went with National Adapt, it was me and Rhoda, I forget her last name, showed up to DC, so we're trying to get more people active. And that's my only bit. Thank you.
You want to explain a little bit about the program?
National Adapt is a grassroots organization that tries to do local actions all over Massachusetts. We were supposed to do an event at, I forget that place where they still do electroshock therapy.
Okay.
And we were supposed to do something for a year, but never fall through. So I'm trying to get more people involved. If you want my email, it's techieellie@gmail.com. We're always looking for new people that want to be involved in activism and supporting disability rights, whether they're physical, emotional, or invisible. Thank you.
Thanks, Al. Anyone else have anything else they want to discuss as a late item? Okay, item number 9 is residents' concerns or issues. As always, I still get calls, people looking for a handicap placard, and then just keep reiterating that that's done by the Registry of Motor Vehicles. To get to apply for one is through the registry of motor vehicles, and when they expire, they renew them, as long as they're in good standings and not a temporary placard. The registry of motor vehicles will mail them out to them. They're not done through any city or town, so I just want to read.
Maybe we need to put something on the city's website, Ralph.
I have it. I have the application.
Yeah, no, I mean like a blur, like something that pops in the face when you open the website. Do you see what I'm talking about? You know
Yeah,
how there's always like, maybe that's something we need to do for a while until people get this.
yeah,
You seem to be getting too many of the calls. I think the towns all need to do that to get
Yeah.
people to start understanding that this is not, and maybe to reach out to the registry and have them do a campaign or something.
yeah. They need to do a campaign.
Yeah. On top of that, I'm just saying,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but you're talking about getting people that, and I know, don't know difference between it's just, where I'm going with that. It's just, yeah. That's the DOT. What do you want?
So next steps is Pauline will work on seeing for a guest speaker for our November meeting.
Well, make sure you keep in touch with them, Ralph, for the other one so that we can not lose that person. Obviously, it's not like they were interested until
Yep.
today. So
Have another one too, so that's no problem. Also, before I do the I'll actually have Pauline do the reminder if that's okay. just in
That's
case
fine.
it's out.
So our reminder, the Commission on Disabilities office number is 782-68267. Residents can also call Revere 311 directly and speak to their staff Monday through Friday. They will be able to answer most questions, but if they are unable to, or if you would like to speak to our department directly, please ask to be transferred to the Disability office. If we are unavailable, please leave a detailed message, including your phone number, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, please let us know if you would like something discussed or brought up and added to our monthly meeting agenda. You can let us know if you would like to speak on any issue or concern. The Commission is here to help and assist all the disabled residents and families of Revere.
Okay, and before I ask for a motion to adjourn, just wanted to remind residents of Revere that to get out and vote for the November 7th election. And early voting, I believe, will be starting on, I want to say it's October 21st. I should have checked on that date, but it's on the City of Revere's website.
Cool.
They will begin. So please, as your voice your rights and make sure that you vote. Because every vote counts, and this way your voice is heard. I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second that.
Our next meeting will be Tuesday, the 14th. And back to our regular time at 6 p.m. I just wanted to thank the commission members for accommodating 7 p.m. tonight due to some training that I had to do. And one last thing, I just wanted to wish my dad, his birthday is going to be on Thursday, October 12th. He is going to be 76 years old. Everybody that comes to City Hall should know who he is, Raphael. The dad, happy birthday, many more. Thank you again, commission members, for accommodating me tonight, and have a great rest of your week.
thanks.
Thank
You too.
you.
Bye, bye, everybody.
Okay.
Everyone.
Bye.